These are real-life giants. They're some of the biggest, strongest, most swole humans on Earth. And this is what happens when they try to do normal things. Even just existing can be challenging for these mountain-sized men. There's the constant staring from people in the street, bumping your head on low ceilings, and generally just being too big for the world around you. When you're 6 foot 10 inches tall and 3 feet wide, your entire day is spent ducking and squeezing at the places you don't fit. From low-hanging ceiling decorations to garage clearance bars, and even security cameras that get a little too up close and personal. Life as a giant is a pain in the neck. Places like the subway definitely aren't built for people that tall. So maybe being a short king isn't that bad after all. There's just something about protein powder and expensive supercars that just seem to go hand in hand. Unfortunately, when you've got more gains than gears, the mere act of getting in or out of one is close to impossible.
Damn, bro. Lambo's not for me, bro.
A Lambo's bucket seat requires a certain amount of flexibility, or you end up falling out face first onto the road. But then there's the issue of even being able to drive the thing. From knees hitting the steering wheel to needing a removable roof just to fit your massive head inside. Ah, airports. There's nothing quite like the joy of paying $20 for a soggy sandwich while being herded like cattle through security. Add a few £100, though, and the fun intensifies. Even just boarding can be a health hazard.
Oh my god.
So what do you think people do when it's England's strongest man struggling to squeeze into a seat? Simple. You just put him to work pulling the plane instead.
Eddie Hall weighing 410 pounds, looking very good early with some nice solid leg drive.
One of the hardest things a giant needs to do in their lifetime is finding a seating solution that can handle their immense weight. But whatever you do, don't put Eddie Hall in a chair swing. It won't end well. Small girls go to the kids section for clothes shopping. So where do bodybuilders go? Everything seems too tight or too small. Even the 5X size jackets end up looking like crop tops on them. His best bet is to go to Goodwill and stitch a few blankets together. You know those signs out the front of a roller coaster that tell you if you're tall enough to ride? Well, apparently there's a limit to how big you can actually be.
Whose ass is that meant for?
When strongman Eddie Hall tries to get secured in a harness, there's absolutely no way he can suck in enough to clip in safely.
We need more people. Come on, guys, get on it.
1, 2, 3, go.
Not even with 4 people pushing down is he able to fit. The good news? Everyone can ride the teacups. Punch machines are the world's biggest ego tester. Give any guy the opportunity, and he'll try to break the high score. But when you're a strongman built like a 2-door fridge with arms, showing off hits a little different. Even his warm-up punch hit the high 900s, but ultimately it was his second punch that utterly destroyed the machine. Well, you break it, you buy it. Bodybuilders are known for their love of extreme sports. The only thing higher than their adrenaline levels is their BMI. So how do you think they'd go on Tony Hawk's halfpipe?
Yeah, boy.
About as good as you'd expect from a plus-sized athlete. They do say the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And judging by that impact sound, he definitely left a mark. But practice makes perfect, and after almost doing the splits, he nails it. Sorta.
There you go! There you go! Yeah! Come on, yeah! Yeah!
When you're the size of 3 grown men put together, everything looks smaller in comparison. Maybe it's the oversized hands, but restaurant buzzers usually look a lot bigger. But when his order finally arrives, it looks like he accidentally ordered from the children's menu. Ah, that's better. What's the easiest way to troll a bodybuilder? Place a piece of tape on his lats and laugh as he can't possibly reach it to remove it. There's just something funny about seeing a guy who could easily rip your arms off your body struggle to touch the middle of his own back. You've heard of man spreading, but what do you call it when you're on the train sitting next to the Incredible Hulk? With biceps and shoulders that have their own gravitational pull, there isn't a lot of room left over for other commuters.
Можно сейчас, пожалуйста? Почему? Почему нельзя?
Most people are too polite to do or say anything when it happens, choosing to sit in an uncomfortable silence for the entire trip. But every now and then, someone takes a stand.
Можно присяду?
Most guys have this funny little quirk that prevents them from saying anything intelligent when they see a pretty lady. But every now and then, the tables get turned. You gotta wonder what's running through her head as she looks him up and down and back up again.
My mother was the main influence.
I don't normally believe at love at first sight, but after this, I'm not so sure. It would be way less awkward if it wasn't his wife right next to her, though. Yikes.
Sorry, my heart is beating so fast for you. Both of you.
Want proof that giants were never meant to live indoors? All you have to do is look at the average height and width of one of them, and you'll see that they were designed to keep Bigfoot out. Ducking and walking through doorways sideways seems to be the solution, but if we're being honest, it's a pain in the forehead? And even if they manage to make it through the doorway, there's a whole new set of equally challenging problems to face, or not to face. Okay, that's better. What about the shower, though? I guess that'll have to do. It turns out swole-bros are just as objectified as their female counterparts. Don't believe me? Watch as this guy does the leg press. And while some people can manage with a quick glance, size like this can stop people in their tracks. It's even more obvious when he's lifting a PB. In that case, the whole gym has to stop and stare. Ever wonder why you don't see bodybuilders in hospitals? Diagnostic machines just aren't built for jack dudes.
Oh, this is where I tell you, sorry, I won't be scanning you.
This body fat scanner struggled to capture all 6 foot 8 inches and 445 pounds of Brian Shaw, and had to be run 3 times just to get a reading.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Cramp? Oh, sorry. I need to move though.
The prognosis? You can afford to skip leg day every now and then. We talk a lot about how strong some of these bodybuilders are, but spare a thought for horses that try to carry them. Sure, he can deadlift 800 pounds, but that horse can gallop with over 240 pounds on his back. And after bucking him effortlessly, it's safe to say it's not his first rodeo.
Oh! God damn! Ow! Oh, son of a...
A 380-pound man in a go-kart is a recipe for disaster if I've ever heard one. The warning signs were there. For starters, they needed ratchet straps to secure him to the cart.
Yeah, Lynn, keep going. Keep going. How tight do I want it?
But it wasn't until he attempted to drive over a small jump that the center of gravity issue really become obvious. Looks like someone hit him with a heat-seeking Koopa shell.
I thought the front end would stay up a little bit more than that.
There's one universal rule in the gym when you're trying to be a tough guy. There will always be someone bigger and badder than you. Even if you manage to take out a prestigious bodybuilding competition, chances are that the guy giving out the medals is twice your size. What's the one place that should definitely 100% without question be built for giants? The gym, right? Well, when you're a 7'2" Dutchman, the world is kind of miniaturized. When he goes to the gym, he's got a duck to fit under the squat rack. He can reach the pull-up bar without even stretching, and the leg press only allows him a fraction of the full range of motion. It can be frustrating, but that's why Oliver Richters tends to stick to free weights. Gym bros are people too, and just like regular humans, they have to stock up on their essentials. Despite the rumors, it's not all protein powder, boiled chicken, and kombucha, just around 80%. So when they do hit the supermarket, other shoppers can't help but stop and stare. Even girls in front of their boyfriends can't help themselves. Maybe they're trying to peer into his cart to figure out what his secret is. Or maybe it's because he makes the shopping cart look like a kid's toy. If you're dumb enough to park your scooter in front of a strongman, don't think for a second he won't pick it up like a toy and yeet it into next week. Who needs a tow truck when your security guards can literally move traffic with his bare hands? But every now and then it's time to swap the muscle tees for collars and gym shorts for a tuxedo. Everyone needs to look their best, and it shouldn't matter if you have watermelons for biceps. But finding a suit jacket that fits is a challenge not for the faint-hearted. You might be able to get it on, just don't flex, or it's all over. High-vis jackets were designed to make sure that people are visible in dangerous situations. But if you struggle to see this guy coming, you probably need to get your eyes checked. No room in your shopping bag for a brand new frying pan? No problem. When you've got a strong man on hand, it's much easier to make things fit. Let's just hope he paid for it first. One thing all muscle-bound warriors can do is draw a crowd. Get a bunch of rippling dudes working out together on Muscle Beach in California, and before you know it, there are hundreds of thirsty onlookers cheering them on. Just don't try and challenge them to an arm wrestle. It won't end well for you. Not all bodybuilders are about the Hulk smash. Some try to get in touch with their feminine side, embracing a sport dominated by leotards, tutus, and tiaras. And while everything seemed to go off without a hitch, rumor has it that the floorboards needed to be replaced after their first lesson. Everyone knows that the secret to great gains starts in the fingers. You can see for yourself by clicking that like and subscribe button. Well, I can see the results already. I wonder how many likes it would take for me to do a one-finger push-up. Hey, yo!